Okay, you should already have downloaded and opened the Bavant publishing from your Access Chapter 2 folder, and you should have done a Save As Bavant Publishing 2. And so we'll go ahead and get started and work through some different things here. So first we need to click on Create. And then Query Design. And we want to use our customer table, so I'm going to click Customer and say Add. And then we can close this. And at any time, if I'm going too fast or you're not sure what I just did, please have the sub pause the video so you can get caught up with everything. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add our different fields, and all you have to do is double click on them. So we want our customer number, our customer name, the amount paid, and current due. Okay, now on customer number, we're going to tell it a particular criteria. So go ahead and click in that box below customer number and type in capital letters CSU 10. And go ahead and click Run. And so that has went ahead and ran our query, and we should have one response. And then we want to save this. So if you just click your file folder up there, and we're going to call this CH2Q01 and say OK. So now that is saved. Okay, now click and change it back to design view. And we're going to take out this criteria of the CSU10, and we're now going to use what's known as a wildcard. And so for our wildcard, we're going to click in customer name and type in an S, and then the asterisk or the star. And so what that means, that's our wildcard, the asterisk is, and it's going to give us any customer name that starts with an S, and then it could be anything else. So it could be Sally, Sam, Susan, just as long as it starts with an S. And we're going to run that query again. And so you should have gotten 2 answers. And then we need to go ahead and save that. So click your Save. Well, actually make sure that you don't do that, or it's going to just save over our Chapter 2 Q01. We want to go to File. Okay, so if you did follow my instructions and save that, don't worry about it. That was my error. But we went to File, Save As, and now we want to click Save Object As because we want to just save that query. And now click the Save As button there. And we're going to call it CH2Q02. And say OK. And so now we should have 2 queries saved in there. And now go back and change our views again. Take out our criteria under customer name. And this time we're going to put criteria under city. So we need to add city to this. So I just simply double clicked on it. Now I'm going to click on criteria and type in Gaston, G-A-S-T-O-N. And then this time we want to uncheck the show box, and all that means is it's just not going to show city in the query results, and we'll look at that here in just a second. So if I click run, so this time I still have 2 results. And those 2 results are our customers who are located in Gaston, but as you see over here, I don't see that city. So that's just kind of a way to make it functional, but yet we don't need to know that information about the city if you know that's what this query is for. Okay, we're now going to save this one, change our view, and now we're going to do what's known as a parameter query. So under city again, we're going to take out Gaston, and you need to type in square brackets. So a square bracket, then type in enter city and another square bracket. And now when I click run, we should have this pop-up box because everybody said it's a parameter query. So it's wanting to know something specific. So we're going to type in Adelphia, so A-D-E-L-P-H-I-A, and say OK. And we should have gotten 3 results. So those are our 3 customers who are located in Adelphia. And this one we do want to save. So we're going to click File, Save As, Save Object As, Save As again, and we're going to call this one Customer City Query, and say OK. Okay, so go ahead and just close this query. And we are now going to create another query. So create query design. We want our customer table again. So go ahead and double click on it. And then I will close that. And for the... Okay, so in this query, we need our customer number, customer name, amount paid, and current due. And then in current due for criteria, we're going to type in 0 and go ahead and run the query. And we should have gotten 1 result, Hammonds County. We're going to do a file, save as, save object as, save as again, and we're going to call this one CH2Q03. And say OK. And then we can go ahead and close that query. And we're going to start another new query, so create query design. This time we're going to use our book rec table. And in the query we want book rec number, last name, first name, and state. Oh, nope, not state. Delete that. So I'm just going to come there, maybe highlight it, delete it out, and we want start date instead. So book rep number, last name, first name, start date. Okay, then click in our start date criteria, and we're going to use a comparison operator, so think of math. So we're going to say greater than, and then we have to type in a date, so 1/01/2013. And if run the query. We should have 3 results. We're going to do a file, save as, saved object as, save as, and call this one ch2 q04 and say OK. And we're going to close this query. Then we're going to create another one using a compound criteria. So compound simply means we're going to give it more than one criteria that we would like it to meet. So create query design. We're going to use the customer table this time. And so in our query we want customer number, customer name, amount paid, current due, returns, and book rep number. And in returns, for the criteria, we're going to go ahead and type in greater than 0. And then for the book rep number, 42. So that means to give us results, they need to have returns that are greater than 0, and their book rep has to be number 42. Otherwise, it will not show up. So if we go ahead and run that query, you should have 3 results. Do our file, save as. Make sure you click Save Object As. I was getting in a hurry. Save as again. And ch2 q05 and OK. And now we're just going to return back to design view. So we're still on our 5th query there. And now we're going to use a compound criteria. So compound means either or. So under book rep number, we're going to delete 42, and we're simply going to come down a line to the or line and type 42 in there. So it's now going to give us results if their returns are greater than 0 or if their book rep number is 42. So when I say run, there you should see quite a lengthy list. And so you should have several results for that. File, save as, save object as, save as again, ch2 q06. Let's say OK. And now we're going to go back to design view again. And this will be where I go ahead and stop video 1 and get that saved. You will have a video 2 to also go ahead and watch. So we're just going to take a minute and you can switch over to video 2.